Okay, Jack, long evening. We're at 8, so I've been here about 2.5 hours or so. Okay, I had to strip A. Your wiring for the probes worked as expected, but no matter which way I wired A, I ended up with X and A high. Whether I swapped high-low inside here or actually changed the wiring at the plug points, it just kept giving me everything high all the time. So I stripped A out and all the sensors are working as usual. I'm not really bothered about A. Your instructions on the jog dial worked. That's working as expected. Okay, so everything there is going okay. Set up homing and probing. So it's a little slow at the moment because I've obviously still a little bit nervous about the machine. Okay, come on. Then we'll run a little bit of code just now. I've slowed everything down just a little bit because my wife's going to be playing with it. And of course we won't sell this one until we know 100% for sure this one is good. Come on. Come on. Now the only thing we haven't got working is spindle control. Now in answer to Robert's question, yes, there is actually an audible click coming from the controller, and while I had it open, there's actually a light comes on that shows 14 step. So the command from Mac to the controller is definitely working. My next step was to check whether the VFD, whether the NSK controller I've got was working. So that's the new one. I've plugged it in here. This one has its own relay. Relay works fine on this one. Okay. So the settings on it are fine. So this is actually my old one that came off the mill that was working before. No matter what settings I change, this is not going to run. Alright, so P6 was to turn air on and off, P2 is to enable external control over speed, and P5 is to set up pin 14 high or low for direction. No matter which one I set, it doesn't work. So the signal is not getting from here to here correctly. I'm going to go with, that's a pretty shady plug. That's not good at all. I'm going to go with probably there's an issue in there somewhere, or I've got a completely incorrect setting. So if you know for a fact this works on one of your Macanishes at your place, read me your settings from P1 through P6 and I'll echo them into here and we can give that a bash. I'm about to test my first bit of code on this, so let's go to Z1Z. Let's bring it down. I haven't done. I'm just going to cut some air. So I haven't done haven't set up Y and Z yet. I've just set up a temporary fixture. So, whoops. Just going to cut a bit of air around there somewhere. Okay, 0x, 0z. Load code. Let me let you hear what happens. I'm going to enable the spindle. So I've got a spindle speed in there of 6. The reason it wasn't clicking before because spindle speed was set to 0. All right. I don't know if you're going to hear it. I'm going to click on spindle up there. As you can see on my mouse over it, and you'll probably hear it when I click it. You can hear the little click click, and the light has gone on in there. But as you can tell, the spindle very obviously is not on. All right. And that remains the same no matter what I try from the spindle end, and it's not the spindle or the spindle controller because I have 2 of them and I've tested both. So definitely the signal is not getting from there to there, or something is configured incorrectly with what's going out here, or I think there might be a wiring issue inside this. Okay, so let's run a little bit of air. Okay, now apparently I can override the feed rate from here. Let's go. Feed. No, that's not working. Alright, so feed rate override is not working either. Alright, oh well, let's just do it the old fashioned manual way. So I've set it to go to a max of 1200. And we're cutting here fairly successfully. Okay, next step is to zero out Z and Y and start getting some accurate fixtures on it. So as much help as you can give me on that spindle will be appreciated, because that's definitely not working no matter what I try. Thanks matey, Chris out.